Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, it's Rock and Roll Stock Action, and today, well, yes, you do see HeroClix figures right in front of me. We're not doing a building team of any type, or, well, we're doing something different. Last week I got to play in a pre-release for Marvel HeroClix Earth X, and out of my two boosters, I was lucky enough to pull, well, from one of them, the super rare Green Goblin. You see here. Now, Green Goblin. Pulling Green Goblin. Well, pull it. Bah. Well, pull it and pulling Green Goblin means I also pulled the Goblin Glider. This is a signature. Listed as being a signature equipment, and he starts the game with it. Now, as it's a signature equipment and separate from the figure, it can be ran by itself. So today I'm going to look at some other characters that it works very well with. So first off, let's take a look at what the Goblin Glider itself does. First off, it can be equipped to anyone. It's considered to be a heavy object. If you unequip it, you simply declare you are dropping it. The effect that it has is that it grants the flight ability and running shot. If this character is named Green Goblin or can already use running shot, this character can use hypersonic speed. Okay, so it costs 8 points. And that's actually, hypersonic is always nice. Of course, it's conditional. You have to either be Green Goblin or be named or have running shot already. So let's look at the figures that. Let's look at some of the figures that would benefit from using this. And I'm limiting myself to figures made from the DC Superman set onwards, Oreo bases only. All right. First off, we're going to talk about, well, characters named Green Goblin. And we'll start off with the one from Earth X. Give you another look at this guy. Love that sculpt. Absolutely love it. So, Green Goblin comes in at 75 points or 50 points. You can take your pick there. He has the signature equipment trait in the Goblin Glider. Then we got another trait, Genius or Madness. If Green Goblin's dial displays Outwit, friendly characters with the Sinister Syndicate keyword have protected Outwit. If Green Goblin's dial displays Perplex, friendly characters with the Sinister Syndicate keyword have protected Perplex. Which also means he can't perplex himself. That's kind of a downside to me, but anyways, so looking at the dial itself, we've got it's 6 clicks deep, from top dials, and five of those 6 clicks have sidestep. Then on attack, on the first 2 clicks, we've got Precision Strike, followed by 3 clicks of Energy Explosion. Defense, first off, we've got Indomitable. It's a good thing to have there. And we've also got 2 clicks of Invulnerability, 3 clicks of Toughness, and 1 click of the special defensive power, The Last Laugh. It's a stop click that grants regeneration, and as it's a stop click, you subtract 1 from the amount. On damage, we start off with Leadership, then go on to Outwit, alright, then Perplex, then back to Outwit, then back to Perplex. And finally, on the last click on damage, we have special power, Impaled by the Remote Control Glider. Now, the way this works is you give Green Goblin a free action, and you KO the Goblin Glider if it's equipped to him. If you do so, modify his attack by 3 and make a range attack target a single opposing character that deals 3 penetrating damage instead of normal damage. If Green Goblin misses, KO him. It's to basically recreate Green Goblin's death in, God, guess it was Amazing 122? It's the second part of the night Gwen Stacy died. Also, another reference point would be the first of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies had a similar scene with at the end of the final fight between Peter Parker and Spider-Man and Green Goblin. So okay, so that's the one that is basically made for the Goblin Glider. All right, so what about other Green Goblins? Really, I looked at the ones I have. Wasn't impressed by too terribly much by the one from the Fast Forces. I wasn't too terribly impressed with, and so I looked at the one from let me rephrase that fully. The Superior Foes of Spider-Man Fast Forces. However, the booster one, it's not terrible. I tend to use them more in conjunction with the Norman Osborn from the set, or from the Fast Forces, due to that figure's trait. Anyway, so looking at the dot, this one comes in at 65 points. It's got a 5-click deep dial. Oof, that's you get 3 clicks of sidestep followed by 2 clicks of charge, 2 blank clicks on attack followed by 3 clicks of super strength. Now we got a full dial on defense of everyone's a pawn. Green Goblin can use Mastermind and Toughness. He can use Mastermind regardless of point value if the friendly character shares a keyword. Okay, and we got Hammer, Sinister Syndicate, and Thunderbolt's keywords. Now looking at the other Green Goblin, we've got Dark Avengers, Sinister Syndicate, Thunderbolts, and Politician. Then on damage, we've got 2 clicks of a team of incompetence I had to show the way. That allows Green Goblin to use Enhancement and Perplex. Okay. This is followed up by 2 clicks of Perplex and a blank last click of damage as well. Both of them have the Sinister Syndicate team abilities. So, when using the granted hypersonic speed, the best idea would be to already have a someone with a high attack value in place, and basically have Goblin the Glider fly up to adjacency and punch someone in the face, or shoot them for 3 range or 2 range, respectively, with the halved range of hypersonic speed. That's something I'll probably get into some other time. Anyway, now some other figures that made me think about this, and ones that, especially when it comes to figures that you would pay the extra 8 points for, are figures that have very good opening damage, a very good possibility to deal a decent amount of damage right off the bat. So first off, we're going to look at Vision from the Avengers Infinity set. Yeah, it doesn't entirely look like Vision as we know him, but as you might know from the films. But there was a period when that was how Vision looked. So the big thing here is that Vision has a special power on speed called Where You Least Expect Me. He's a phasing teleport. When he's given a move action after resolutions, he may make an attack, close or range. He also starts off with both Penetrating Psychic Blast and Exploit Weakness, which do not trigger on an attack, but rather an action. So that makes it kind of a killjoy. But with this, oh hey, he can use Running Shot as he's Sure, he's already got flight, but just get this on to him. He can use running shot, and oh, now he can actually make. He can fly out, zap someone for fly out 5, shoot someone with a 10 attack and 3 penetrating damage. Find a good spot to hide out at. Just make sure you keep his defensive special power in mind as well, and pick wisely for the on it. Another one is Cable. Now you're probably quite familiar with this Cable figure. I've used him on more than a few teams recently. He is one of my favorite pieces right now. He's probably the best version of Cable to date, though not. I don't think he's a perfect rendition of the character. And the fact that he can actually benefit from the Goblin Glider is part of why he's not the perfect version. So, the big thing I've always liked about this Cable is the body slide special power that he has on speed. Now, he can already ignore hindering for movement, which is part of why you give him the glider anyway. Now, the glider he can also ignore at least elevation, I believe also outdoor blocking due to the flight ability. So, okay, the body slide special power. He can use phasing teleport. When he does and moves 5 squares or less, after action resolve, he make it close to range attack. Now, he's also packing on attack on top of his dial, penetrating psychic blast, which, as I mentioned earlier with Vision, doesn't key off of the same things. So he can make it. He's got an 11 attack, 4 damage. I mean, it would be penetrating if he can use psychic blast, but he can't. So he has to go in. And you're shooting at a low priority character on your opponent's team. You know. Oh, I'm gonna body slide it. I'm gonna shoot Green Goblin here. Ooh. With his toughness. So, okay, yeah, he takes 3 of the 4 that I deal. Crap. Or this Green Goblin, he takes 2. You get the idea. But with the Goblin Glider, even though, yes, Cable will still be able to only move up to 5 with his running shot, now he can actually do some penetrating damage. Oh, hey, that hit Green Goblin for a 4. That's going to knock him 2, 3, 4. That's going to knock him most of the way to death. And yeah, he's at a point where he can use Perplex on opposing figures or friendly characters that don't have this Sinister Syndicate keyword. Honestly, that probably would have been really great for him in Sealed, but not so much Constructed. Excuse me. Now, another one that I think can soar. So yeah, that's the thing with Cable there. And then, hell, after he loses body slide, if he takes damage and loses body slide or what have you, drop the glider and have someone else equip it. There are probably plenty of other options. Or hell, let him keep it and use hypersonic speed, Though most of his powers don't really work with hypersonic speed, so yeah. Anyway, now this is one that came to me. This is a figure that that would truly benefit, and mainly because he has excellent damage output potential, excellent stats, but no move and attack. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Thanos. This is Thanos from Galactic Guardians. It's an older version of the character, obviously. It's also my go-to for Thanos. Well, standard size Thanos. Also, I tend to run them as well with the Infinity Gauntlet resources. He's pretty much made for it. So, now, early on, to open up his dial, we've got, I mentioned we got some good, decent stats. We got 10 speed with phasing teleport, 13 attack with penetrating psychic blast, 19 defense with invulnerability, and 5 damage. We've also got 9 range and 2 targets. Plus power cosmic, so you don't have to worry about things getting outwitted. Then on his next click, he goes from a 19 to an 18 on defense and swaps out invulnerability for impervious and gains outwit. Yeah, he's but yeah, either way, yeah. I mean, the phasing, yeah, that's nice to get him in, on a spot and be like, oh, hey, I'm going to stand here. But if you don't have first turn immunity, if you're going first, I can understand. All right, yeah, I'm just gonna phase him out 10, But if you're actually having to worry about, oh, my opponent, okay, what are they gonna do? I have to react to what they've done. Well, then instead you got to, you could move Thanos out. And yeah, let's be honest, 19 is still nothing to sneeze at when it comes defensively. Instead, or you could be like, oh well, have a TKer to launch him out 6 squares, and then he uses running shot to run up to five, and smack a heavy hitter in the face with penetrating psychic blast. And then you can work on moving all of your some people that'll enhance that with enhancement next to him, so that next turn he's like, bring it, come on, get in my, let me see you. I mean, it's a definite thing to add to Infinity Gauntlet games. Well, okay, so the upcoming Infinity Gauntlet equipment is probably something to add to those games as well, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. And it actually will probably be a topic of old and busted versus new hotness. Anyways, next up we've got Taskmaster. All the way back in Chaos War. Now, I thought about using the one from Civil War, but I like the dial design with being able to basically say, okay, I'm going to go with this click. I'm going to go, all right, now I'm going to go with that click. Whatever I need for that. This one instead goes a bit more traditional. We start off, and he opens up with stealth rather than running shot, so he can just running shot out there. So Taskmaster has a couple of traits. One is still got those photographic reflexes. Given a free action, it shoots any standard power opposing character within 8 squares in line of fire, and with 1 or more action token can use. Taskmaster can use that power until the end of this turn. So, if, say, someone within 8 squares in line of fire with an action token. An opposing figures in 8 squares in line of fire that has an action token has, again, penetrating second blast. Oh well, we can use that. Or energy explosion. I mean, this whatever really. Plus, he's also got he can boost range and attack values on adjacent friendly characters when he succeeds on leadership, so also a plus. Alright, so next up, Bullseye. Now, Bullseye here is quite the special case. Oh, and the downside to either of these, the last two, is cost value, point values. Thanos clocking in at an even 300 points on his top click, and Taskmaster coming in at 139. So, Bullseye. Bullseye, Bullseye, Bullseye. Well, he starts off with running shot, which means, hey, hypersonic speed. And even better, he can make range attacks against adjacent opposing characters. So that hypersonic speed can be used greatly to just fly in at, he's got 8 speed. Fly him in at 10 because he'll have a greater degree of movement with the glider. Make an attack, and if you miss, hey, he's got prob. So yeah, that's actually a lot of not bad. Again, I thought about you going with the cheaper version from Civil War, but that just didn't fit. Also, the opening probability control is nice, to say the least. The point disparities, I believe, 30 points. Yeah, it's just Bullseye comes at 110, that one comes in at 80. So yeah, still definitely worth it. Next up, we've got 3 versions of Cyclops. So, Cyclops, the big thing is, yeah, they've got running shot. This is really, more than anything, it's just to give them that extra oomph when it comes to running shot of, I don't have to go all over the friggin' place. Like, there's a huge swath of, I could shoot at that guy. I could do running shot, but crap, I'd have to stop after 2 squares because of hindering terrain. But with the Goblin Glider giving random flight ability, hey, they can ignore that hindering terrain and just go straight in, make their attack. And hell, you could even, since they all have very decent range values, you could even just do a hypersonic range attack at 3 with a 3 range or 4 range on these two. The halved range value of range hypersonic. So, yes, I'm whipping my hair around. And that's really what it boils down to. It's hard to pick a particular one as the best, as they're all really good. They have solid opening numbers. Admittedly, they have, now, my favorite sculpt-wise is going to be this one because I just love that costume for Cyclops. But the problem is, we start off with his, Well, actually, this by equipping the glider to him, he starts off. He got a lot of sidestep, force blast, and running shot. Okay, all right. So he can sidestep for 2, then running shot out for 4, and attack someone 7 squares away. That gives him an effective threat radius of 13 squares. Now, if you really start if you push him, well, what do you know? Admittedly, yes, his damage takes a dip, but his attack goes up, and he maintains penetrating, and he gains penetrating psychic blast. So yeah, that. And hey, there are ways you can go around that with, get an enhancer or two or even 3 next to him. Hey, there you go. Slap him with perplex before he runs out. Now, next up on the list is the Cyclops from Uncanny X-Men. It's the rare version. That specifies there were 3 different versions. Anyway, so this was a little bit cheaper than the one I was just focusing on. That was 94 points. This one's 85 points. Starts off with running shot and penetrating psychic blast and a 3 damage and an 11 attack. So, giving him the glider, well, he gets hypersonic speed. So okay, that can work. But no, I mean, there's not a lot of buts on here. This is actually a good choice. You just use that running shot instead of the hypersonic, and go out and just deal penetrating damage. Finally, we've got this bad boy. Now, I get a little iffy when it comes to the versions from the Avengers vs. X-Men starters, which is where this one comes from. He starts off with running shot, so again, we get the hypersonic speed. He's a sharpshooter, so again, range attack. If you've got an outwitter that can if you've got a means of getting someone off of a defense damage reducer or off of super senses, do that. Hypersonic this bad boy out, got an opening speed of 9, and just bam. Hell, he's got precision strike, so if he hits with that, he's gonna at the very most he'll do 1 damage, though 1 compared to his printed 4. So where does this really shine? There are of course other ways this can work out. For example, giving an added mobility to characters like Colossus, who suffer when it comes to, well, hindering terrain and or elevated terrain. I'm sure you, the player, can see the figure, but the character can't. Wolverine would be another excellent possible candidate, as he's got. Have him fly in and on someone within his speed range, within his charge range, and claws. Now, what's funny is that a lot of the Batman team, a lot of the Bat family, actually, you don't have to worry about all of that because a lot of them already ignore things. Now, you could put it on certain versions of Batman. This bad boy right here, for example, who has, as I recall, no improved movement. Yeah. So, yeah. And various other possibilities come to mind. But yeah, there's a myriad of possibilities that comes to this thing. Beyond just what I listed here. Some, it's pretty much, now it's half characters with range that have a problem, don't have improved movement. The other half is close melee attackers who don't have improved movement and therefore need someone to, a way of getting in closer so that they can, getting in closer faster by the flight ability. So yeah, that is it for this, and I would also recommend any of these that one might try, and these combinations one might try. If you think you're going to need some support of not just the power, but just support figures in general, go ahead and it never hurts to have Perplex, Enhancement, Outwit, and so on your team as well. You just have to be careful how you about running them properly. Anyway, that's the it for today. I really did just kind of throw this together. From the looks of things, at least this week's comic book roundup, if not also next week's, will be delayed because reasons. I will do each one as a separate. However, I will do each one as a separate video as soon as possible. Also, I am debating whether or not to try and do a review of The Prodigy is coming, which comes up this week. That also might be delayed. I sadly don't think it's going to affect things too much because it's opening against the friggin' Lego Movie 2. It's not going to do well. Anyway, that's it for today. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon. Be notified when I put new content. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon in the description box down below. This is Rock Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.